Our universities and institutions of higher learning should begin to produce products that talk to our vision as an African continent, rather than continue to churn out graduates premised on Western or Eastern education trust. It is necessary that, again, our industry and commerce talk to our institutions so that their curriculum produce products which relate and is able to talk to our own industries.
Tumekuja kupare kwa Yesu. Ulizia ubambiwe, mambo za shetani yakudaiwe. Nasikia kuzitoka. Baba nichukue, nifunze, nataka kusoma. Kwa shule yako. Nichukue, nifunze, nataka kusoma. Kwa shule yako. Usicheza de, dance de, ukiweka de kama Daude. Tunalala amka, Yesu anapepea. Tunalala amka, sidi kutembea. Don't you see the way I get down? No man, what? When I'm singing, I'll give you everything you need and more. Nikona jala kwa easy masida. If I hit it one time, I'm a piper. If I hit it 2 times, then I like her. Pretty girl, tell me what you want. Call me. Hey, Casapunyu, do your bless me, me grow Casapunyu. Do your bless like I move from Casapuni. In your blessing, I need you. You need them,
Governments should negotiate with terrorists. Alidina Visram versus our hosts, Mamangina Girls High School.
If we destroy human rights and the rule of law in response to terrorism, then they have won. The terrorists have won.
They killed people aimlessly. What do they want? If not to destroy us, if not to destroy civilization.
1,001 methods were used to try combating terrorism. But tell me, which have succeeded?
Why should I take the risk to sit down and negotiate with somebody who's holding a gun to my head?
Welcome. This is Channel 1 Lunchtime News. I am Rose Gokweno. Sign language interpreter is Steve Dunde. Kindly do share your feedback with us via our social media platforms. On Twitter, it's at KBC Channel 1, while our SMS line is right on your screens, 22126. Kindly do text us right into us where you are viewing us from, and on Facebook, we are at KBC Channel 1. We'll be starting to be sampling that feedback within this bulletin. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's kick it off. The 4.5 billion shillings National Hospital Insurance Fund comprehensive medical cover that will cater for all students in public secondary schools has kicked off. The scheme that was launched by President Uhuru Kenyatta last month is expected to pay a premium of 1,350 shillings per student for the 3 million students in public secondary schools as part of government efforts to ensure access to quality health services countrywide.
A day after students reported for the second term of 2016 academic year, the promise of affordable healthcare to all students appears to have actualized.
For coming here today.
Education Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed saying head teachers of secondary schools have already received circulars with the directions on how the fund will be implemented.
It's kicked off. As far as I am concerned, there are no hiccups. It's kicked off. It's supposed to cover almost 4 million secondary school students.
Amina says even though the project is still a work in progress, the negotiated comprehensive cover is unique as it only caters for the specific medical needs of students, rather than the normal cover that caters for families.
Yes, we have the list of hospitals already, and it was customized, as you know, to include evacuation of young learners from arid and semi-arid regions of the country if they were in any way affected or ill.
To bolster implementation of the new scheme, Amina says the Ministry of Education and that of Health have ensured that health facilities that serve students are upgraded to the level of NHIF accreditation. 5,314 health facilities have been accredited in the new scheme with over 8,700 secondary schools enlisted. The Cabinet Secretary was speaking at the Salaries of the Higher Education Laws Board breakfast meeting in Nairobi. Addressing the meeting, Amina declared a 100% interest waiver for all help defaulters between today and 30th of June.
I hereby grant a 100% penalty waiver to all defaulters who must repay their loans in one lump sum between today, the 3rd of May, and the 30th of June 2018.
Stakeholders in the forum expressed the need for help to find innovative ways of accessing funds to support the increasing number of Kenyans seeking loans. The government has also directed all universities to immediately start using the HELP Smart Card in accessing funds and paying for loans, in a bid to help track the funds loaned to students.
I am today directing all universities to adopt the HELP Smart Card system with immediate effect to accelerate the remittance process by removing the physical contact of university deans and student ledgers.
Deputy President William Ruto has apologized to Kenyans following President Kenyatta's plea to political leaders to seek truce with the electorate. The apology from the second-in-command comes hours after the head of state expressed regret to events after last year's elections, which almost tore the country apart.
Since leadership is best done not by extorting, but by example, let me do as I have asked you all to do today, and say that if there is anything I said last year that hurt or wounded you, if I damaged the unity of the country in any way, I ask you to forgive me and to join me and to join me in repairing that harm.
Moments after President Kenyatta delivered his State of the Nation address, asking the nation to forgive him for any role played in divisions that struck the country after last year's general elections, his deputy has followed suit. Deputy President William Ruto, who was present during the address in Parliament, took to his Twitter account saying he was sorry if his utterances or actions caused harm to any member of the society. The DP stated that in keeping with His Excellency's statement, I, William Samoei Ruto, unreservedly apologize to anyone offended or hurt in any way by what I have said or done at any time. During the address, the head of state had indicted members of the political class for their conduct during the electioneering period, urging them to seek closure with members of the public. In the spirit of this new beginning, Ruto said, find it in your heart to forgive me. I have forgiven all those who wronged me. Let's embark on building the bridges of friendship and unity. The president's speech has been lauded as one that will bring the much-needed healing to the nation. Eric Biegon reporting for Channel 1 News.
And still on that topic, Wednesday's State of the Nation address by President Uhuru Kenyatta has been hailed as the boldest move yet in efforts aimed at uniting the country. Majority of Kenyans feel that the president's rallying call of unity will herald a fresh beginning for the prosperity of the country.
Honorable members, we all take pride in our diversity.
Wednesday's speech by President Uhuru Kenyatta in Parliament has received praise from a large percentage of Kenyans. The decision to seek atonement of past sins has particularly been welcomed by Kenyans, who perceive this as the greatest gesture from a sitting head of state.
Kuhusu hiyo agenda 4 na pia muungano wa nchi, akisema hakuna mtu atafungiwa nje, kuanzia Turkana mpaka Namanga, kuanzia Lamu mpaka Malava. Nikaona kwamba nchi hii hakuna ukabila tena. Alipotaja jina Raila tena mara ya pili, kuongeza ile handshake, na wabunge wote wakasalamiana kuendorse kwamba hakuna kukaa Kenya tena.
Tumeongelea iko tu sawa, amekuzilia kila kitu yenye tunahitaji, na hiyo handshake iko safi, na wamesalamiana na Babu Owino.
Those who spoke to Channel 1 expressed optimism that the speech heralds a new era of unity in the country.
Rais mwenyewe amehimiza Wakenya vile wanatakiwa wafanye kazi na vile umoja inatakiwa. Mimi naona ni ya muhimu kwa sababu hiyo handshake peke yake wakati ule ilifanyika ili stabilize the shilling, na mimi najua ikiendelea hivyo tukiwa na hiyo peaceful environment wafanya biashara kutoka nje ama wanaiza, unakuta wanaendelea kuja nchi na inafanya tuwe na biashara kutoka watu wengi kutoka nje wanakuja kuinvest in our country. Hiyo inasaidia kuleta ajira kwa vijana wetu wengi ambao wakati huu hawana kazi.
Sisi tunahitaji ajira, na hiyo ndio sababu Mheshimiwa Uhuru amesema tupanue maendeleo ama mapato ili vijana wapate kuwa na nafasi ya kazi katika sehemu za kona hii katika nchi yetu la taifa la Kenya.
The praise came amid calls by a section of leaders to have the political class support the newfound unity.
Kwa hivyo sisi hapa tunaunga mkono kamati ambayo imeundwa iwe pale ituletee amani na ilete mwamko mpya katika Kenya. Na sisi tunasema ndio itengenezwa, hatungekuwa sisi wote. Wacha tuwe na wale wachache watuwakilishe, watufanyia, na sisi hata vijana tutapeleka maoni yetu kule.
Shinyalu MP Justice Kizito further castigated a group of opposition leaders who are unhappy with the Unity Pact.
Na tena juhudi ile handshake ya Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga ni shughuli ambayo ni muhimu sana, ambayo italeta maendeleo na ileta amani katika Kenya. Najua kwamba kuna wengine bado wanasema kwamba Raila waulize kivipi. Kama mtu akutosheka na handshake ya Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga, naye na mkono wake aende apeleke handshake yake mahali anataka.
The lawmaker insists that the two leaders have paved the way for the country to concentrate on development. Eric Biegon reporting for Channel 1 News.
Kenya joined the rest of the world in marking Press Freedom Day amid fears of possible erosion of gains made over the years. A report by Reporters Without Borders ranked Kenya at position 96 among the 180 countries listed in the 2018 World Press Freedom Index, a drop from last year's position 95. The report blames attacks against media by security agents, intimidation by members of the public and the political class for the obtaining situation as regards media freedom.
Media stakeholders drawn from across the country converged to mark the World Press Freedom Day, taking the chance to take stock of the sector's performance. A report by the Paris-based Reporters Without Borders ranks Kenya at position 96 out of 180 countries listed in the 2018 World Press Freedom Index.
It does seem for many government agencies that freedom of media is a bother and is something that they'd rather do without. And like every freedom, freedom of media is something that Kenyans fought for and Kenyans must protect. We've seen a tendency where, because the courts have been able to fairly implement the provision of the Constitution, we've seen government forces trying to put some controlling clauses within the criminal law. And it tells us that the fight is not over in terms of securing these freedoms. And for us as a guild, all we have to urge is that every stakeholder on media freedom has to remain vigilant and has to do what it takes to make sure that these freedoms, now that they're secure in the Constitution, remain so.
According to the study, attacks by security forces, the public, as well as intimidation from the political class has only acted to erode gains made over the years.
There is an increase in the number of people who have lost confidence in the media from 4% 4 years ago to 10% today. That then means that the media must gradually seek to reassert itself in the public space.
Stakeholders attending the meeting advocating for constant communication between state actors and the media to remedy the hostile relationship between the two.
The only time we have media and government is engaging is during a press conference and an event, that we should have a continuous discussion and engagement, such that, like, for example, when the government sets out its agenda, the president set his Big Four agenda and all that, we should then have a program of how the media is going to report and engage with the public.
A report by research firm Ipsos conducted among 2003 respondents indicate that 11% of Kenyans have questions over the independence of the Kenyan media, as opposed to 43% who thinks the Kenyan media is independent. 38% of the population thinks that the media is somehow independent, while 7% of the respondents had no response. The report conducted in March this year further reveals that 44% of Kenyans remain confident with the Kenyan media, with 10% expressing their dissatisfaction over the performance of the media.
A 14-year-old girl in Maralal is crying for justice after she was defiled by her neighbor who had invited her to his house and offered her a glass of juice. The girl, who was supposed to have reported to school, is still at home recovering from the ordeal that has devastated her life.
The 14-year-old girl is in pain and is traumatized. She recalls how she was invited by her neighbor for a glass of mango juice in his house, only to fall into his trap. She says after gaining some strength, she staggered back to her mother's house.
Wakati alirudi ndani akakunywa hiyo juice, hakujielewa tena, alijipata kuna huyo mama alikuwa anaona huyo mwanaume tu anamtendea mambo, lakini hakuwa na nguvu ya kuresist.
The mother was not at home at the time, but on arrival she narrated her ordeal. It is then that the mother rushed her to Maralal Referral Hospital, where doctors confirmed that she had indeed been defiled.
Wakati nilijua hiyo mambo yote, tukaenda hospitali, akaweza daktari akamcheck, akapimwa kila kitu, akaonekana kuna penetration zili happen, alafu kuna sperms zilionekana.
The mother later reported the matter to the police, where they recorded a statement. The police arrested the suspect and was arraigned in court. Her mother fears that the trauma will continue to haunt her daughter for the rest of her life, and her future seems shattered, and wants justice for the innocent girl. Beatrice Gatonyengetich, Channel 1, Lunchtime News.
Mystery surrounds a medical case at Kapenguria County Referral Hospital after doctors discovered 7 sewing needles lodged in the body of a 3-year-old girl. The discovery was made shortly after the minor was admitted at the facility, with the girl's parents now under investigations.
Dorcas Chepchumba from Kangiligwakan village in West Pokot County was admitted at the Kapenguria County Referral Hospital on Tuesday, suffering from abdominal pains, cough and fever. After medical examination, doctors discovered 7 needles lodged in the child's abdomen, 5 in the belly and 2 on her back. Her tearful grandmother, Emily Linga, was in shock on how the foreign matter found their way inside her daughter's body.
Akiwa na mama yake. Hata akakuwa mgonjwa kwa huko, mama yake ajaribu kutibu aisikii, mpaka dakika mwisho nikaambia mama yake unirudishie mtoto, kwa sababu venye alioleka sio venye mtoto alizaliwa. Unirudishie mtoto mimi nishughulikie tu, alafu ubaki. Nikachukua mtoto nikashughulika tu kutibu mtoto anakuwa kidogo inaanza natibu, inakaa mwezi mmoja, mwezi mbili inaanza tena vile.
The granny said that the child's mother left the granddaughter under her care after she abandoned her as a result of her poor health. County Health Chief Officer, that is Ibrahim Longo Lomoy, said the medics at the hospital had recommended further treatment for the child.
We have reported the matter to the police. The police have done the investigations, taking pictures and also interrogating the guardians, because we also realized that the girl was actually staying with the grandparents.
The poor family is now appealing for medical help since they cannot afford the cost of surgery after they were referred to the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret.
Anastahili kupelekwa Eldoret, ndio tuko kuongojea sasa, ambaye na hapo katika kimaisha ni ngumu. Hata saa hii niko kufikiria nitaanzia wapi na nimalizie wapi.
The hospital administration has reported the matter to the police, who are investigating and interrogating the baby's parents.
And 6 secondary school students have been arrested in Nyeri town following a crackdown on bars operating in contravention of laws. The minors were found drinking at an entertainment joint that doubled up as a brothel in full uniform as schools reopened for second term. The county administration in the area ordered for an immediate closure of the bar after arresting its owner.
Involving a multi-agency team led by County Commissioner Frederick Shisia, 2 bars were closed down, including one that was found selling liquor to the minors. Shisia said his team has contacted the students' parents to take over the matter, while the bar owner and attendants are waiting to be arraigned in court over the matter. In the crackdown, the commissioner said they were able to impound various alcoholic drinks that did not have valid standardization marks, adding that no one contravening the law would be spared.
Today we visited the various outlets within Nyeri town with the multi-agency team from NACADA, KEBS, KRA, the Public Health, and the Director of Liquor from the County Government of Nyeri, and then the National Police Service, and our local administrators here. We managed to inspect 8 outlets, out of which 2 were closed down for control.
Well, and with that, we get our very fast break. But just in case you're a football fan and didn't get to watch the Champions League match last night, of course, I have the details on that. Do stand by. They'll break fast.
Their involvement, which is against the spirit of public participation.
Je, waweza fanya nini kwa dakika 4? Na mega dola. Unaweza piga chef? Na mega dola. Kila kitu ni mega. Waweza pika ugali? Na mega dola. Pesa hapa ni mega. Na mega. Labda waweza fua nguo? Ni mega. Na mega dola. Ama unaweza tengeneza milioni 30. 4 minutes are enough to win big with Mega Dollar. Just go to Lipa na M-Pesa, select Pay Bill, enter business number 295888, enter account name KBC, deposit 10 shillings or more, enter your PIN and press OK, then choose 10 numbers from 1 to 80 and send to 29588. And you can win up to 30 million shillings every 4 minutes. Deposit, play, and win with Mega Dollar. The big game for big winners.